What a weekend of FA Cup football that we got over this weekend. We are going to be talking about Liverpool today, and we're going to be talking about Arsenal. I mean, just so much drama with both of these teams, a lot of negativity. We're going to be starting with Liverpool, though, and my God, losing 4-0 to City is just brutal. Absolutely what you just do not want to see if you're a Liverpool fan. This was not the reaction you wanted to see coming out of the international break. Just disgusting, disgusting stuff. Credit to Manchester City, though. They completely controlled this game. I actually thought that the game was pretty evenly matched. I liked a lot what I was seeing out of Ekitike and Verts in the beginning of the game. But the second that penalty was given up by Van Dijk and Haaland smashes it through, that was it. It was, again, what City said against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. They smelled blood, and my God, they smelled blood again. And this time it was Liverpool. Once you see Liverpool start hanging their heads low after that, they knew they had them. All of a sudden, right before half, Haaland has a beautiful header. It's 2-0, and at that point, it was pretty much over. I was shocked to see it was that bad already going into half. Was curious to see what the response would be from Liverpool, but at the same time, from what we've seen from Liverpool this entire year, I really didn't think there was going to be much of a response, and my God, there was not one. Right out of half, just not much later, Semenyo ends up getting a nice goal. He scores. It's 3-0. It's over at that point. And then, not much later, Haaland has his hat trick. It's 4-0. And to make it even worse, Mohamed Salah misses his penalty. Just an awful, awful day for Liverpool. I mean, it's just a dreadful performance. The heart wasn't there. The players weren't in it. And I think, again, what was the most jarring thing for me was just seeing the mentality. You go down 1-0, and it was just over. It was like the dam broke just like that. It just shows to me that the players are not bought in on what the manager is doing right now. The confidence is so low, and you can see this within the fan base. The fan base has been clamoring for Slot to be out for a very, very long time. And I wasn't originally there because I was like, this guy just won the Prem. Yes, he had a majority of Klopp's team, but he still came in on the job on his first year and got you the Premier League. It can't be, underplayed how big of a deal that is. But at the same time, from what we have pretty much seen since the Champions League, last year where they got knocked out against PSG, they have not fully been in the best form. It's just been inconsistent. It hasn't fully been there. Then there's been the rotating pieces throughout the summer by getting Ekitike and getting Isak, though Isak gets hurt. Florian has taken a very long time to click. Konate is not looking great. Trent leaves. There's just so many factors. Mohamed Salah has greatly declined. There's so much going on, and it just seems like right now with Slot, it also is just not there. It just seems like his tactics aren't really working. He doesn't seem to have, at least from what I can see on the pitch, it doesn't look like his beliefs and his tactics are really going well with the team right now. It doesn't seem like the team is really responding. And the team was getting carried a lot by Dominic Szoboszlai earlier in the year, and even at times now he didn't look as good yesterday. It just is just dreadful for Liverpool. This has just been awful, and I am officially at the point where I think Slot has to go. I originally wasn't there, but the results just are not there over the last, really, again, multiple months now. He's lost the fan base, and I think he's losing the players. And I just think Liverpool cannot continue this level of negativity. Even if they let him go in the summer, it is what it is. But I just feel like this is so negative. I mean, you might blow a chance of now not even making the Champions League, an awful, awful title defense. You're now out of the FA Cup, and you're playing PSG this week in a few days. I don't see you beating them either. This is just as bad as it can get for Liverpool, and it's just awful. It's awful, and I think this is really a very interesting, point for Liverpool as a club because Salah's leaving. I'm sure Van Dijk will be leaving in a year or two. A lot of these guys from the Klopp era are finally leaving. And I don't see Slot being able to survive this if this continues. And then all of a sudden you have a bunch of these signings under him and this new Liverpool board and everything. Like, how is this all going to mesh? How are Liverpool going to evolve moving forward? I think this could really either go well if they get the right appointment with Alonso, or this could get really ugly because you now have a bunch of guys that don't necessarily fit as a team and a bunch of money that's just spent on guys that, just might not gel together. So there's so many questions for Liverpool fans, but if there are any watching this video, I'd love to hear what you guys think because it's just gotten so ugly. I didn't think it was going to get this bad, and it just continues to get worse. And I only see it getting worse versus PSG this week. Now we have to go to Arsenal. As an Arsenal fan, this was, again, just disgusting, man. It was just an awful watch. Credit to Southampton. They showed up. They wanted it that day. The crowd wanted it. And my God, after the first goal, the crowd was just in it. What was Ben White doing? What was Ben White doing? Ben White, I have been a Ben White defender. I loved what I saw out of him in the 23-24 campaign. His ability to, especially with Saka down that right side, really create is something. But my God, the defending is just not good enough. And it's kind of been like that the last couple of weeks. I mean, we saw it as well. He was not great in the Carabao Cup. And again, just not having the focus in that type of moment and making that big of a mistake. It's just brutal in that moment. Arsenal eventually do score later in the second half. Victor Gyökeres, him and Kai Havertz, they did at least have a decent connection there. I'll give him credit for that. But then again, you get cut up. You get cut up late in the game in the 85th minute, and you let that type of goal go through. And it just makes me really question, again, the mentality of this team right now. I know I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but when you get knocked out of two competitions that were potentially winnable, it's just brutal for the psyche. I mean, it is. And again, everything with Arsenal, you bring all these players back from the international break just to have this type of performance. It's not like you're playing a team in the UCL. You're playing a team in the championship that is not even top 3 in the championship. It's just brutal. It's just brutal. And it really makes me, again, question what's going on right now with this team. And I think I have a couple takeaways. Number one is I just don't think a lot of these guys are good enough for Arsenal. I think Arsenal are finally at the point where they're outgrowing a lot of these guys. I mean, I'm done with Jesus. I'm done. He does nothing. He does really nothing. He's very inconsistent. He'll have his goals here and there, but it's extremely inconsistent. Ben White, as much as I love you, I just don't think you could ever be a consistent starter for this team. You're missing Timber bad. We'll see if he ends up leaving or not in the summer, but he just looks like he's declined a little bit. Who else? I mean, Martinelli, how many chances have you had? You started the year off great, and it is just really, really cooled off since. So inconsistent, cannot continue with the ball, constantly dribbling out, past the box. It's just bad. And you could say the same thing even about the midfield. I mean, MLS, you've seen a drop off in pace. I didn't love what I saw from Norgard. I didn't love what I saw from Odegaard yesterday. It's just brutal. It's brutal. And now we're at the stretch of the season where you got to kind of start hitting the panic button a little bit. And really, I got to see, Arteta, are you able to get these guys over the line? I mean, at this point, it's really all about the Prem. I still care about the Champions League, but it's just like, I don't see Arsenal winning the Champions League. I don't know if they can even beat Barcelona, and they're definitely not beating Bayern Munich. So, I don't know. I just don't see it. I still think the Prem is doable, but you're going to have to respond. Now, a massive game against Bournemouth next week. You have Sporting on Tuesday as well. It's going to be tough, but Arsenal have to respond. I want to see how they respond, but this just feels really, really negative. And I think Arsenal, again, the main lesson they have to take from this, regardless of how this season goes, is they have to continue to improve. All the squad depth, yes, it matters, but when you can't rely on like half the squad, it just shows that, this team is not as good as I think we all thought that they were. And they're just, they're doing really bad at really the worst time of the season. Like, this is the worst time to be doing this. So we'll see what happens. Manchester City are, again, continuing to gain form in other competitions. We'll see if that translates to the Prem, but I just need to see better from Arsenal. I need to see better. Just embarrassing. Again, you're playing Kepa again. It's just embarrassing. Embarrassing. I thought Arteta could have made subs earlier. Again, you can't be throwing away competitions like this when you haven't won a trophy in 6 years. I understand you have to rotate. I understand, but the guys have had a 2-week break. You're bringing guys back from international break earlier, and this is the result that you give to the fans. It's just a slap in the face. It's embarrassing. It's disgusting, and I really do question the mentality of a majority of these players. Very drama-packed FA Cup, though. I'm actually recording this right before Leeds and West Ham, so we'll see who ends up moving forward with that one. I do have West Ham advancing, and then, of course, Chelsea just destroyed their competition at 7-0, so they will at least be going to Wembley, but that's all we had in the FA Cup. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe. If you made this far in the video, I greatly, greatly appreciate you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.